You wake up every morning, and the first thing you feel isn't the warmth of your bed or the promise of a new day. It's a stiffness, a dull ache that's become as familiar as your own reflection. You stand up, and your knees protest with a chorus of pops and grinding. You reach for that top shelf, and your shoulder screams in rebellion. Maybe it's your back, a constant, nagging throb that makes even sitting uncomfortable. You tell yourself it's just aging. A natural part of getting older. Everyone feels it, right? But what if I told you that the pain, the stiffness, the relentless decline in your joint health isn't just getting old? What if I told you there's a silent destroyer lurking in your pantry? A common food you probably eat every single day, actively, relentlessly, and invisibly, sabotaging your joints after 50. Imagine a life where every step isn't a calculation of pain. Where picking up your grandchild doesn't send a jolt through your spine. Where a simple walk around the block isn't a monumental effort. This isn't a fantasy. This is a real possibility. And it starts with understanding the hidden enemy that's been silently eroding your mobility, stealing your independence, and dimming the vibrancy of your golden years. This isn't about some rare toxin or exotic disease. It's about something so pervasive, so deeply ingrained in our modern diet, that its impact on our joints is often overlooked, dismissed, or simply attributed to the inevitable march of time. This isn't just about discomfort. It's about the very foundation of your physical freedom. According to the Arthritis Foundation, over 58 million adults in the U.S. have some form of arthritis, and that number is projected to skyrocket as our population ages. Degenerative joint disease, or osteoarthritis, is the most common form, affecting millions, and it's not just the elderly. People in their 40s and 50s are increasingly experiencing significant joint issues. The economic burden is staggering, but the personal toll is immeasurable. It's the inability to enjoy hobbies, the constant worry about falling, the erosion of self-reliance, and the creeping feeling of being trapped in your own body. What if you could halt that progression? What if you could even reverse some of the damage? The truth is, you can, and it begins with identifying and eliminating this insidious culprit. The signs that this common food is quietly ravaging your joints might be subtle at first, easily dismissed as minor inconveniences. But over time, they escalate, becoming more pronounced, more debilitating, until they undeniably impact your quality of life. One of the earliest and most deceptive signs is a persistent, unexplained stiffness, especially in the mornings or after periods of inactivity. You wake up, and your body feels like a rusty machine. Your fingers might be hard to bend, your knees feel locked, and your back aches as you try to get out of bed. This isn't just a fleeting sensation. It can last for 30 minutes, an hour, or even longer, gradually easing as you move throughout the day, only to return with a vengeance after a long car ride or an afternoon nap. Think about Sarah, a vibrant 58-year-old who loved gardening. For years, she noticed her hands felt stiff in the mornings. She'd chalk it up to a long night's sleep or the beginnings of arthritis, something her mother had. She'd tell herself, "Just got to warm up the joints." But the stiffness began to spread. Her knees would ache when she knelt to tend her roses. Her back would protest after just a few minutes of weeding. She started to reduce her gardening time, then eventually gave it up almost entirely, mourning the loss of a passion that brought her so much joy. The underlying cause of this stiffness, when linked to this particular food, is chronic low-grade inflammation. Our bodies are incredibly complex, and when we consume something that our immune system perceives as a threat or an irritant, it triggers an inflammatory response. Think of it like a constant low-level fire burning in your joints. This inflammation doesn't just cause pain. It actively damages the cartilage, the smooth, slippery tissue that cushions your bones and allows them to glide effortlessly against each other. When cartilage is inflamed and damaged, it becomes less elastic, less resilient, leading to that characteristic stiffness. It's a vicious cycle. The food causes inflammation, the inflammation damages cartilage, and damaged cartilage leads to more stiffness and pain. Ignoring this persistent stiffness is like ignoring a small crack in the foundation of your house. Eventually, it will widen, leading to significant structural damage and much more severe problems down the line. Sarah's gardening hiatus was just the beginning of her mobility issues. Another crucial manifestation, often intertwined with stiffness, is creaking, grinding, or popping noises in your joints, medically known as crepitus. This isn't the occasional pop from cracking your knuckles. This is a more consistent, often audible, sound that accompanies movement. When you bend your knee, you might hear a crunching sound. When you rotate your shoulder, it might click or grate. It can be alarming, and often, people dismiss it as normal joint noise, especially if it's not accompanied by immediate pain. But it's a red flag. Consider Mark, a 62-year-old retired teacher who loved to hike. He started noticing a distinct grinding sound in his left knee, especially on inclines. At first, it didn't hurt, so he ignored it, assuming it was just part of getting older. But over time, the grinding became more pronounced. And then a dull ache set in. Eventually, the pain became sharp, limiting his ability to hike even short distances. He found himself avoiding stairs, opting for the elevator, and relying on his car for even short errands. His beloved hiking boots gathered dust in the closet. The grinding and creaking sounds are direct indicators of cartilage erosion. When the smooth, protective cartilage begins to break down due to chronic inflammation, its surface becomes rough and uneven. Instead of gliding smoothly, the bones start to rub against each other, creating friction and those telltale noises. Imagine two pieces of sandpaper rubbing together instead of two perfectly polished surfaces. That's what's happening inside your joint. This erosion is significantly accelerated by the inflammatory cascade triggered by this common food. The continued exposure to this food perpetuates the inflammation, which in turn continues to eat away at your cartilage. If left unaddressed, this crepitus progresses to significant pain, loss of range of motion, and eventually, severe joint damage that may require invasive interventions, like joint replacement surgery. Mark's hiking dreams were slowly, audibly, grinding to a halt. A third, undeniable sign that this food is wreaking havoc on your joints is persistent. Aching pain, especially after activity or at night. This isn't just occasional soreness. This is a deep, throbbing ache that interferes with your daily life. It might be worse after a long walk, after standing for extended periods. Or it might wake you up from a sound sleep. The pain often feels deep within the joint, rather than superficial, and can be accompanied by tenderness to the touch. Take Maria, a 55-year-old grandmother who used to adore playing with her grandchildren. She started noticing a persistent ache in her hips and lower back. At first, it was just after a particularly active day with the kids. But soon, the pain became almost constant, making it difficult to bend down, pick up toys, or even sit comfortably on the floor to play. She found herself making excuses to avoid physical activities with them, her heart aching more from the missed moments than from the physical discomfort itself. This persistent pain is a clear indication that the inflammation and cartilage damage have reached a significant stage. The body's response to injury is pain, and when the joint tissues are constantly being irritated and damaged by the inflammatory process fueled by this food, pain becomes a chronic companion. Furthermore, the eroded cartilage exposes the underlying bone, which is rich in nerve endings. When these bones begin to rub together, the pain can become excruciating. The consequences of ignoring this level of pain are severe. Beyond the obvious physical suffering, it leads to a sedentary lifestyle, which further exacerbates joint problems due to muscle weakening and further stiffening. It can lead to weight gain, which puts even more stress on already compromised joints. Most importantly, it steals your independence and quality of life, confining you to a smaller, more painful existence. Maria's joy was being slowly eclipsed by her constant pain. Beyond the direct joint symptoms, there are often broader, systemic signs that indicate chronic inflammation is at play, and that this common food is likely a contributing factor. These include chronic fatigue, brain fog, and unexplained weight gain, especially around the midsection. While these might seem unrelated to your joints, they are often interconnected threads in the tapestry of systemic inflammation. Consider John, a 60-year-old man who used to be energetic and sharp. He started feeling perpetually tired, even after a full night's sleep. He struggled to focus at work, forgetting names and tasks, and felt a constant mental fogginess. Despite no significant changes in his diet or activity, he also started gaining weight, particularly around his belly, which only seemed to make his already aching knees feel worse. He attributed it all to just getting older. But deep down, he knew something wasn't right. The link here is fundamental. The same inflammatory processes that are damaging your joints can also affect other systems in your body. When your body is constantly fighting inflammation, it diverts energy resources, leading to fatigue. Inflammation can also disrupt neurotransmitter function and blood flow to the brain, causing brain fog and cognitive difficulties. And regarding weight gain, chronic inflammation can lead to insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to manage blood sugar and promoting fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area. This visceral fat, in turn, releases its own inflammatory chemicals, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of inflammation and weight gain that puts even more strain on already damaged joints. Ignoring these systemic signs means ignoring the deeper, more pervasive impact of this inflammatory food on your entire body, not just your joints. It signifies a chronic state of internal distress that, if left unaddressed, will accelerate not only joint degeneration, but also increase your risk for a host of other age-related diseases. John's decline in energy and mental clarity was a silent alarm ringing, a broader symptom of the systemic inflammation ravaging his body. So, what is this silent destroyer? What is the common food that's quietly, insidiously, dismantling your joints after 50? It's not something exotic, not a rare toxin. It's something many of us consume daily, often multiple times a day, without a second thought. The culprit, dear friends, is processed sugar and refined carbohydrates. Now, before you dismiss this as just another diet fad, let me explain precisely why this seemingly innocuous ingredient is a wrecking ball for your joints, especially as you age. When we talk about processed sugar and refined carbohydrates, we're talking about everything from the obvious culprits like sodas, candies, and pastries, to the more hidden sugars in seemingly healthy foods like flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, salad dressings, and even whole wheat bread. Refined carbohydrates include white bread, white pasta, white rice, and anything made with white flour. These foods rapidly break down into glucose in your bloodstream, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar. And it's this rapid spike, and the subsequent biological cascade, that fuels the fire of joint destruction. Here's the breakdown of how processed sugar and refined carbohydrates silently destroy your joints. First, they directly fuel inflammation. When you consume these foods, your blood sugar levels spike. Your body responds by releasing insulin to bring those levels down. Frequent, rapid blood sugar spikes and insulin surges lead to a state known as chronic low-grade inflammation. This isn't the acute inflammation you experience with an injury, but a persistent, systemic inflammation that quietly damages tissues throughout your body, including your joints. Think of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein CRP and interleukins IL-6, TNF-alpha. Studies consistently show elevated levels of these markers in individuals with high sugar and refined carb consumption. These inflammatory chemicals act like corrosive agents, gradually breaking down the collagen and proteoglycans that make up your joint cartilage. They stimulate enzymes that actively degrade cartilage, essentially dissolving the protective cushioning between your bones. Second, they promote the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. This is a powerful and destructive mechanism. When there's an excess of sugar in your bloodstream, it binds to proteins and fats in a process called glycation. This forms harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs are particularly damaging to the cartilage in your joints. Cartilage is primarily composed of collagen, a protein. When sugar molecules attach to collagen, they make it stiff, rigid, and less elastic. Imagine a rubber band that's been left out in the sun for years. It becomes brittle and cracks. That's what AGEs do to your cartilage. They reduce its ability to absorb shock, making it more vulnerable to wear and tear. Furthermore, AGEs accumulate over time, and your body has a hard time getting rid of them. They also trigger further inflammatory responses, creating a vicious cycle where sugar leads to AGEs, AGEs lead to inflammation, and inflammation leads to more cartilage damage. This is a primary reason why joint problems accelerate after 50. The accumulation of AGEs over decades begins to manifest as significant joint degeneration. Third, they contribute to weight gain, adding mechanical stress to joints. Processed sugars and refined carbohydrates are often high in calories but low in nutrients, making it easy to overconsume them. They also mess with your hunger and satiety hormones, leading to increased cravings and overeating. This leads to weight gain, particularly the accumulation of visceral fat around the abdomen, which we discussed earlier. Every extra pound of body weight places 4 pounds of additional stress on your knees. So, if you gain 10 pounds, that's 40 pounds of extra force on your knees with every step. This mechanical stress directly accelerates the wear and tear on your cartilage, especially in weight-bearing joints like the knees, hips, and spine. This is a dual assault. The chemical damage from inflammation and AGEs combined with the physical damage from excess weight. Fourth, they disrupt gut health, which impacts systemic inflammation. The standard Western diet, high in sugar and refined carbs and low in fiber, is detrimental to the diversity and balance of your gut microbiome. An unhealthy gut, often referred to as leaky gut, allows undigested food particles and toxins to pass into the bloodstream. This triggers a widespread immune response, fueling systemic inflammation throughout the body, including the joints. A healthy gut microbiome, on the other hand, produces beneficial compounds that help regulate the immune system and reduce inflammation. So, the food choices you make for your gut literally impact the health of your joints. Finally, they deplete essential nutrients. When you fill your diet with processed sugar and refined carbohydrates, you're inevitably displacing nutrient-dense foods that are vital for joint health. Foods rich in vitamins C, D, K2, magnesium, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids are crucial for cartilage repair, bone health, and reducing inflammation. A diet heavy in sugar often means a diet deficient in these protective nutrients, further leaving your joints vulnerable. The good news is, armed with this knowledge, you are empowered to make changes that can dramatically improve your joint health, reduce pain, and regain your mobility. This isn't about deprivation. It's about nourishing your body with foods that support healing and vitality. So, what can you do? How do you reverse the damage and reclaim your joint health after 50? It starts with a comprehensive approach that focuses on eliminating the silent destroyer and embracing a lifestyle that promotes healing and regeneration. 1. The core solution. Eliminate processed sugar and refined carbohydrates. This is the cornerstone of your joint revival. This means a radical shift in your dietary habits. It's not about cutting out some sugar. It's about making a conscious, sustained effort to eliminate it from your diet as much as possible. How to do it? Read labels religiously. Sugar hides everywhere. Look for ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, glucose, sucrose, dextrose, maltose, corn syrup solids, evaporated cane juice, and anything ending in ose. Be wary of low-fat or fat-free products, as they often compensate for flavor by adding sugar. Say no to sugary drink sodas, fruit juices, even 100% fruit juice, which is still a concentrated sugar bomb without the fiber. Sweetened teas and sports drinks are massive sources of hidden sugar. Opt for water, unsweetened herbal teas, or water infused with fruit slices, lemon, cucumber, berries. Ditch the refined grains. White bread, white pasta, white rice, crackers, pastries, and most breakfast cereals are highly refined. Replace them with whole, unprocessed options sparingly, like quinoa, brown rice, steel-cut oats, and sweet potatoes. Better yet, focus on non-starchy vegetables as your primary carbohydrate source. Be wary of sauces and condiments. Ketchup, BBQ sauce, salad dressings, and even some seemingly savory sauces often contain significant amounts of added sugar. Make your own or choose brands with no added sugar. Prioritize whole foods. Build your meals around lean proteins. Eligible fish, poultry, eggs, legumes, healthy fats, avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and an abundance of non-starchy vegetables, leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, bell peppers, zucchini. These foods are naturally low in sugar and rich in the nutrients your joints need. Benefits: by eliminating these inflammatory foods, you will dramatically reduce systemic inflammation, decrease AGE formation, stabilize blood sugar, and create an environment where your body can begin to heal. You'll likely experience a significant reduction in joint pain, stiffness, and improved overall energy and mental clarity. Precautions, do's and don'ts. Don't try to go cold turkey on everything at once if it feels overwhelming. Start by eliminating the most obvious sources, like sodas and desserts. Do gradually transition. Don't replace sugar with artificial sweeteners, as some research suggests they can also negatively impact gut health and metabolism. Do be prepared for initial cravings, they will pass. Focus on savory, satisfying, and nutrient-dense alternatives. 2. Embrace anti-inflammatory foods. While eliminating the bad is crucial, actively incorporating foods that fight inflammation is equally important. These foods provide the building blocks for repair and actively calm the inflammatory storm. Key food groups: omega-3 rich foods. These fatty acids are powerful anti-inflammatory agents. Sources: fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies. Aim for 2-3 servings per week. Flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are good plant-based sources. Benefits: omega-3s reduce the production of inflammatory molecules and can help alleviate joint pain and stiffness. Colorful fruits and vegetables. These are packed with antioxidants and phytochemicals that combat inflammation. Sources: berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, cherries, leafy greens as spinach, kale, broccoli, bell peppers, tomatoes, and oranges. Benefits: antioxidants neutralize free radicals that cause cellular damage and inflammation. Spices: certain spices have potent anti-inflammatory properties. Sources: turmeric E contains curcumin, ginger, garlic, and cinnamon. Benefits: turmeric and ginger, in particular, have been extensively studied for their ability to reduce pain and inflammation in conditions like osteoarthritis. Bone broth rich in collagen, gelatin, and amino acids. Sources: homemade bone broth from organic, grass-fed bones. Benefits: provides the raw materials for cartilage repair and can support gut health, further reducing systemic inflammation. How to incorporate: add berries to your unsweetened yogurt or oatmeal. Sauté leafy greens with garlic. Use turmeric and ginger generously in your cooking. Make a daily ritual of consuming bone broth. 3. Consider targeted supplements. While a whole foods diet is paramount, certain supplements can provide additional support, especially when addressing long-standing joint damage and inflammation. Always consult your doctor before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you have underlying health conditions or are taking medications. Key supplements: omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil. If you don't consume enough fatty fish, a high-quality fish oil supplement can be beneficial. Look for supplements that provide at least 1,000 mg of EPA and DHA combined. Benefits: reduces inflammation, pain, and stiffness. Curcumin eyes from turmeric E. Curcumin is the active compound in turmeric and has powerful anti-inflammatory effects. It's poorly absorbed on its own, so look for formulations with black pepper extract, piperine, or liposomal forms for better bioavailability. Benefits: significantly reduces joint pain and inflammation, comparable to some NSAIDs but without the side effects. Glucosamine and chondroitin, these are natural components of healthy cartilage. While research is mixed on their effectiveness for everyone, some individuals with mild to moderate osteoarthritis report benefits. Benefits: may help slow cartilage breakdown and improve joint function for some. Vitamin D essential for bone health and immune function. Many people, especially over 50, are deficient. Benefits: supports bone density, reduces inflammation, and plays a role in overall immune health, which impacts inflammatory conditions. Magnesium involved in over 300 bodily processes, including muscle and nerve function and bone health. Can help with muscle relaxation and reduce pain. Benefits: supports bone health and can alleviate muscle cramps and soreness that often accompany joint issues. Collagen peptides provides amino acids that are the building blocks for collagen, a primary component of cartilage, ligaments, and tendons. Benefits: may support cartilage repair and reduce joint pain, improving joint mobility. Do's and don'ts: don't view supplements as a substitute for a healthy diet. Do choose high-quality brands that are third-party tested for purity and potency. Don't exceed recommended dosages without professional guidance. 4. Implement smart movement and exercise. Movement is medicine for your joints, but it needs to be the right kind of movement. A sedentary lifestyle is detrimental, but overdoing it or using incorrect form can also cause harm. Types of exercise: low impact aerobics, activities that get your heart rate up without jarring your joints. Examples: swimming, cycling, walking, elliptical training, water aerobics. Benefits: improves circulation to joints, helps maintain a healthy weight, strengthens muscles supporting joints, and releases endorphins that reduce pain. Strength training: building strong muscles around your joints provides support and stability, reducing stress on the cartilage. Examples: bodyweight exercises, squats, lunges with modifications, wall push-ups, resistance bands, light weights. Focus on proper form over heavy lifting. Benefits: stabilizes joints, improves balance, and reduces the risk of falls. Flexibility and mobility exercises essential for maintaining range of motion and reducing stiffness. Examples: gentle stretching, yoga, tai chi. Benefits: improves joint lubrication, reduces stiffness, and enhances overall flexibility. Important considerations: listen to your body, don't push through sharp pain. A mild ache is often okay, but acute pain is a sign to stop. Start slow and progress gradually. If you're new to exercise, begin with short durations and low intensity, gradually increasing as your strength and endurance improve. Warm up and cool down. Prepare your muscles and joints before and after exercise to prevent injury. Consistency is key. Regular, moderate exercise is far more beneficial than sporadic, intense bursts. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week. Do's and don'ts: do incorporate a variety of exercises to challenge your body in different ways. Don't neglect strength training, as it's crucial for joint support. Do consult with a physical therapist or certified trainer if you have significant joint issues to get a personalized exercise plan. 5. Prioritize weight management. We've already touched on this, but it bears repeating. Every pound of excess weight adds significant stress to your weight-bearing joints. Strategies: sustainable dietary changes. Focus on the anti-inflammatory diet discussed earlier. This is the most effective and sustainable way to manage weight. Regular physical activity: combine low-impact cardio with strength training to burn calories and build muscle mass, which boosts metabolism. Portion control: even healthy foods can lead to weight gain if consumed in excessive portions. Hydration: drinking plenty of water can help with satiety and overall metabolic function. Benefits: losing even a small amount of weight can significantly reduce pain and improve joint function. For instance, losing just 10 pounds can reduce the load on your knees by 40 pounds with every step. This reduction in mechanical stress, combined with the anti-inflammatory benefits of a healthier diet, creates a powerful synergistic effect for joint healing. 6. Incorporate mind, body practices and stress management. Chronic stress can exacerbate inflammation, making joint pain worse. Learning to manage stress is an often overlooked but vital component of joint health. Practices: mindfulness and meditation. Even 10-15 minutes a day can help calm the nervous system and reduce stress hormones. Deep breathing exercises, simple yet effective techniques to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation. Yoga and Tai Chi. These practices combine gentle movement with breathwork and mindfulness, offering both physical and mental benefits. Adequate sleep. Aim for 7-9 hours of quality sleep per night. Poor sleep can increase inflammation and pain perception. Benefits: reduces the body's inflammatory response, lowers stress hormones, improves pain tolerance, and enhances overall well-being. 7. Stay hydrated. Water is essential for joint lubrication and the health of cartilage. Cartilage is primarily made of water, and proper hydration ensures its elasticity and ability to absorb shock. Recommendation: drink at least 8 glasses of filtered water daily, more if you are active or in a hot climate. Avoid sugary drinks, as they counteract the benefits of hydration. Imagine waking up feeling light, mobile, and ready to embrace the day without that familiar stiffness. Picture yourself effortlessly bending, reaching, and moving with a freedom you haven't felt in years. This isn't a pipe dream. It's a very real possibility when you understand the silent destroyer and commit to nourishing your body from the inside out. The journey to reclaiming your joints after 50 is not about quick fixes or magic pills. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge, making conscious choices, and embracing a lifestyle that supports vibrant health. By systematically removing processed sugar and refined carbohydrates, flooding your body with anti-inflammatory nutrients, engaging in smart movement, managing your weight, and embracing stress reduction, you are not just treating symptoms, You are addressing the root cause of joint degeneration. Think about the life you want to live in your golden years. Do you want to be limited by pain and stiffness, watching from the sidelines as others enjoy their freedom? Or do you want to be an active participant, enjoying hobbies, playing with grandchildren, traveling, and living life to the fullest? The choice, and the power to transform your health, lies within you. This isn't just about reducing pain, it's about reclaiming your independence, your vitality, and your joy. So, take that first step. Make a conscious decision today to banish the silent destroyer from your diet. Your joints will thank you. Your energy will soar. Your mind will clear. And you will discover a level of strength and resilience you might have thought was lost forever. Embrace this journey with optimism and commitment, for the rewards are truly transformative. You deserve to live your best life, free from the shackles of joint pain. Thank you for watching this entire video. Your health is your greatest wealth, and we at Body Revival are committed to bringing you the most impactful, evidence-based information to help you thrive. If you found this video insightful and helpful, please do us a huge favor and subscribe to the Body Revival channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss our next videos on critical health topics that can change your life. We are dedicated to helping you revitalize your body and reclaim your vibrant health. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and live vibrant.